Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently spoke about possible opponents for Roman Reigns. The former world champion returned to Raw this week. The Usos faced Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed of the Vision this week in a Tornado Tag Team match. The encounter quickly spiraled into an all-out brawl as all four men bashed each other at ringside. Reed and Breaker looked poised to take the win, but just then, Roman appeared. Amidst a thunderous ovation, the OTC showed up with a steel chair to exact revenge on the Vision. This week on Legion of Raw, Russo noted that WWE has no opponents lined up for the OTC. He pointed out that even if Roman was on the show full-time, the creative team didn't have any credible opponents for him. The veteran writer felt Brock Lesnar was the only person on the roster who could match Roman's star power. "In my mind, it's over. Think about this for a second. He's making a movie, we bring him back. Okay, we get it. We've seen it a million times. I'm gonna ask you one simple question. Say you bring Roman Reigns back full-time for argument's sake. Who are you putting him in an angle with, bro? Outside of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, who are you putting Roman Reigns in an angle with? Drew McIntyre? Are we gonna go to Roman and Drew again? Who are you going to put this guy in an angle with to make it mean something?" Roman's return helped the Usos pick up a much-needed win over Reed and Breaker. It will be interesting to see how WWE books the OTC in the weeks leading up to Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. Prityash is a WWE news writer for Sportskeeda Wrestling who started watching wrestling in the later part of the Attitude Era. Although he holds a bachelor's degree in engineering, Prityash was a creative writer for his college, and his flair for creativity and love of pro wrestling eventually led him to the journalism field. After an initial stint in 2016 to 2017, he has been writing regularly for Sportskeeda since 2021. As someone who loves and respects the business, he prides himself on factual, clean, and ethical reporting, free of plagiarism and AI usage. One of the ways he ensures this is by transcribing videos that he reports on. Prityash had the privilege of interviewing superstar Matt Hardy in his career so far, although his favorite wrestler is CM Punk, as he relates to his straight-edge philosophy. When he is not reporting news, he loves reading and collecting WWE action figures. He currently owns over 500 wrestling figures and merchandise. Roman Reigns has once again become the center of discussion in the wrestling community as a veteran wrestling writer has claimed exclusively that the tribal chief currently has no credible rivals in WWE, raising major questions about the state of competition at the top of the company. Ever since Reigns returned in 2020 with his now iconic heel persona and aligned himself with Paul Heyman, he has dominated the WWE landscape in unprecedented fashion, holding the undisputed WWE Universal Championship for more than 3 years and defeating nearly every top name that has stepped in his path. His reign has been historic, drawing comparisons to some of the greatest champions in WWE history, yet according to the veteran analyst, the problem now is that WWE has not built enough challengers who feel like legitimate threats to dethrone him. The writer explained that while Roman Reigns remains the biggest star in WWE, his dominance has created an imbalance in storytelling because fans no longer see challengers as believable contenders to his throne. Superstars like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and Drew McIntyre have all had their shots at Reigns, but each time the outcome felt inevitable, with Reigns standing tall thanks to his combination of sheer dominance, the backing of the bloodline, and his unrivaled charisma as the face of the company. While those matches generated buzz, none of them left fans feeling that the champion was truly in danger of losing. According to the veteran, the challenge lies in WWE's long-term booking. By protecting Reigns so strongly, the company has inadvertently weakened the aura of its other top stars, creating a situation where the audience struggles to believe that anyone on the current roster can realistically topple him. He pointed out that even fan favorites such as Rhodes and Rollins, who are presented as world-class athletes, seem to lack the edge necessary to close the deal against Roman. This is why the writer believes WWE may soon have to look outside the box, possibly turning to legends, part-timers, or even stars from NXT to create a fresh and credible challenge for the tribal chief. The statement has sparked heavy debate among fans online. Some agree wholeheartedly, noting that Roman's aura of invincibility, while impressive, has left the WWE landscape somewhat predictable. Others argue that the claim is unfair, pointing out that Reigns has consistently elevated his opponents by putting them in marquee matches on the biggest stages. Regardless, the conversation highlights just how influential Reigns has been over the modern WWE product. His mere presence creates headlines, and his every move inside and outside the ring becomes a talking point across the wrestling world. Interestingly, the veteran also suggested that WWE could be saving Roman's eventual defeat for a once-in-a-generation moment. By withholding credible rivals for so long, the eventual challenger who finally beats him could receive an astronomical push, instantly cementing themselves as the next face of the company. This booking philosophy mirrors historic runs such as Hulk Hogan in the 1980s and Bruno Sammartino in the 1960s, where lengthy title reigns eventually led to monumental changing of the guard moments. The risk, however, is that fan interest could wane if the audience becomes too convinced that no challenger will ever succeed. Reigns has faced nearly every major star over the last 4 years, from veterans like Edge and John Cena to younger stars like Ola Knight and Sami Zayn. Each time the storylines created excitement, but when the bell rang, Roman emerged victorious, either through his sheer power or thanks to the bloodline's constant interference. This formula, while effective in establishing him as an unstoppable force, has created diminishing returns when it comes to building believable drama in his matches. Fans now watch his title defenses with the assumption that Roman will retain unless WWE specifically builds a shocking twist into the storyline. The timing of the writer's claim is also significant. With WrestleMania season always looming on the horizon, WWE is under pressure to deliver blockbuster storylines that can carry the company's biggest event of the year. Roman Reigns is almost guaranteed to be at the center of those plans, but if there are no credible rivals left, the company may face a creative challenge in presenting a match that feels fresh and must-see. Some insiders believe WWE could bring back stars like The Rock or even sign top names from outside the promotion to give Roman a final set of legendary rivals before his historic run concludes. Fans on social media have been vocal about who they believe could still be built up as credible rivals. Names like Gunther, Braun Breaker, and even a returning Bray Wyatt have been thrown into the mix by fans who feel that new blood is desperately needed in the main event scene. Others believe that Cody Rhodes remains the most logical choice to finally dethrone Roman, with the story of finishing the story still unfinished after WrestleMania 39. Still, the veteran's claim resonates with many who feel that the aura of inevitability around Reigns' matches has diminished the stakes. The debate also underscores how important Roman has become to WWE's overall success. His dominance has drawn record numbers in ticket sales, merchandise, and international events. He has brought mainstream attention back to WWE, and his partnership with Paul Heyman has been widely regarded as one of the most brilliant storytelling alliances in modern wrestling history. Yet even as he cements his legacy, the looming question remains: who, if anyone, is capable of ending his run? In conclusion, the veteran wrestling writer's statement that Roman Reigns has no credible rivals in WWE has reignited one of the hottest debates in professional wrestling. On one hand, it highlights just how successfully WWE has positioned Reigns as an untouchable tribal chief who commands respect and attention every time he appears. On the other, it calls into question WWE's ability to build new megastars capable of standing toe-to-toe with him. Whether WWE chooses to rely on established legends, craft a new face from the current roster, or shock the world with a surprise opponent, the fact remains that Roman's reign has redefined dominance in WWE. Until a challenger emerges who can finally shatter his aura of invincibility, the debate about his lack of credible rivals will continue to shape the narrative around the tribal chief and his historic run.